Welcome back, y'all, and happy Monday. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and I'm your host, Bull. Today, we will not be looking at UTEP. We'll get to them at some point this week, but I want to talk some more about Georgia. There's a few things that I want to show y'all on film that's good and bad from the offense and defense. The number one thing that I can say about our offense is that once we got up by 10 points, we very easily could have stuck to that 12 personnel where the boxes were loaded up and we had one-on-one matchups on the outside. It didn't matter if we were in 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 13 personnel. It just really didn't matter. Georgia could not stop our run, period, point blank. That's why the running backs averaged 5 yards per carry. We definitely could have stuck to the running game a little bit more. And I'm talking about true runs, man. We only had like 28 true runs in this game. Now, ESPN's going to say 39, but we all know that those stats are skewed. We only called 28 running plays in this game. And to me, that's just unacceptable. I thought that we'd be closer to like 40 plus, and that's where we should have been. If we would have done that, Tennessee definitely, I think, would have won this football game. Now, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Of course, not trying to be that guy, but I will try to, show y'all some of those things, and, I'm going to try to highlight it throughout this film. And then for the defense, I think the biggest mistake was, number one, not bringing enough pressure. We only blitzed like 25% of the time on passing plays. That's just not enough. We should have been somewhere around 35 to 40% because we knew that Georgia was afraid of our pass rush anyway. Bring some extra bodies, run some more stunts, confuse them up front, and make Carson Beck throw the football under pressure, especially once we saw that we weren't getting the pressure with our front four. But also, one of the bigger things was once Georgia went to that 12 personnel in the second half, we tried to match it early on with the 4-3, and Georgia passed a lot out of that 12 personnel. 12 personnel is a run-heavy set. Typically, you want to try to match that physically. So I get that from Coach Tim Banks, but you have to understand a little bit sooner that, man, look, Georgia came into this game not being able to run the football well. Their tight ends aren't, they're not body movers, they're not maulers. We could have very easily matched up with our nickel base versus their 12 and stopped their run and had better people in coverage to slow down what Georgia was doing within their passing game. But we figured that out just a little bit too late. We never really brought, I don't think, enough pressure. But either way, y'all, we're going to just try to, highlight all that stuff throughout this video. And the next one is going to be about how can we see Georgia again, especially in the SEC championship. Now, it's a long shot that would happen, but we will highlight it because I can promise you right here, right now, Georgia fans are front-running cowards. We've seen that, all right? Like, they didn't say a thing before this game, right? They were very quiet. After the game, you start to see people talking and, they start to poke their chest out. If it's starting to look like Tennessee might be able to face Georgia again, they will go right back to quiet mode because they know damn well that Tennessee was the more physical team, okay, especially up front with our offense. We could have run the ball at will. We could have done, a few things differently as far as our defense goes, but we really still shut down what they like to do, running the football. Carson Beck had a few scampers here and there that helped them out. We had no sacks. We've already kind of, highlighted that. But I also want to say this real quick, okay, because I touched on some yesterday. The referees, man, I think that they were equally bad for both teams, but clearly, man, like that false start that they didn't call with Carson Beck as he's falling back, how the hell do you miss that? And then, two, if there's a play where there's a turnover, and especially if the opposite team gets it, you don't call that an incomplete pass. You've got to call that a fumble so that it can be challenged. And I just think that the refs messed up a lot of things within this game that could have given Tennessee a much better chance to win. With Georgia playing at their absolute best, I don't think Tennessee played their best game by a long shot. But if we see them again, especially at a neutral site, I don't care if it's in Georgia, it's in Atlanta, okay? Atlanta is really not a real Georgia hub like most people think. It's a very transient city. I think that Tennessee will most definitely have a very strong crowd there, and Tennessee would beat Georgia head-to-head if we played them again on a neutral site or even in Athens. So I'm hoping that does happen. But either way, y'all, we're going to go ahead and jump into this thing. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, y'all, we're going to start off with Tennessee's running offense, and what we have on this first play, this is 3rd and 2, but we have 12 personnel. That is a run-heavy set, so Georgia's matching it, but they have stacked up this box. There's 8 inside of the box. What's that mean on the outside? One-on-one coverage, baby, on both sides. It is one-on-one. The safety right here, he's playing right in the middle. But everything, just as far as fades, or if you want to run like a slant and go, that's there. Same thing here, a fade or a slant and go. So this is a play that, people said to Tennessee, hey, they can't run the daggone football on Georgia's heavy box. That's absolutely false because we got the first down right there. I don't know if Georgia stopped us on any short down distance plays that we ran on. Let's see it from the end zone. All right, and here we go. Y'all can see it again. The box is loaded up. Tennessee does a good job picking people up. D-Sam falls forward. That's light work, baby, and we could have stuck to this, I think, all game long. I'm not quite sure why we got away from it. I mean, I think I have some ideas, but whenever you are able to move the football like this and Georgia's got the box loaded, you should continue to stick to it, but that's not all that we'll be looking at today. We got plenty more to show you. Second and 6 on this play, and we are running 11 personnel. Y'all see that the field is spread out, right? But look at Georgia's box. It's still loaded because they wanted to stop our running game, and we do have the one-on-one coverage on the outside still, right? So I can kind of understand sticking to this 11 personnel if you can run the football and you can pass out of it. You're getting all the looks that you want. But look at that huge gaping hole for a true freshman to run through. Let's see from the end zone. All right, here we go. Boom. You can see, look at all that movement. Wait a second. Look at this push. Look at the way that people are getting pushed way out of the way, okay? This is Javonte Spraggins going to work. Watch what he does on his guy. Let me get this on up out the way, and we'll let it run. Boom. Get out of here, son. Get up to the second level. It's there. That is a huge hole. Huge hole. Even though the box was loaded and we're in 11 personnel. Let's go through. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. Boom. Look at all that space that the running back has to run. I don't want to hear this crap about, oh my gosh, Tennessee has no chance to run the football on Georgia. That's completely and totally false. We could have done this all game long. We just got away from it for whatever reason. And the true freshman falls for it and gets us a first down. Next play, 2nd and 10. What y'all will notice is that we are in 11 personnel, but the tight end is flexed way out here. So what we have inside of the box is 5 on 5, okay? And Georgia is going to get blocked, okay? We're going to run it to the outside with some power. This was there. That's the true freshman again running through tackles, okay? There was a whole lot of room there. He falls for it, obviously gets the first down. Let's see it again from the end zone. All right, and here we go. Waiting on this ball to be snapped. There it is. Boom, pulling around. Everything is picked up. Everything is blocked. Freshman running through daggum linebackers, falling forward, getting the first down. This is what I'm talking about, baby, man. It didn't matter if it was 11 or 12 personnel. It is there, okay? It was there the entire game. For whatever reason, we got away from this. I think that our staff nutted up just a taste, especially in the second half. Once we got up, man, we could have ran the ball down Georgia's throat and took advantage of the one-on-ones on the outside. 4th and 2 on this play. Tennessee is only in 12 personnel, and Georgia is almost in like a goal line set. Look at all the folks that they have up here on the line of scrimmage. But inside of the box, you could almost say that there's like 9 guys in here, right? I mean, they've got this thing loaded up. This is a 4th and gotta have it. Can Tennessee move the football with Dylan Sampson? Of course we can. He falls forward very easily. We'll see it from the end zone. All right, and here we go. Boom, look at that. Moving folks. Bodies are, flying backwards. That's a good push on what's basically, like a 4th and goal or something like that, man, just based off of what Georgia did. So you have to be excited about seeing this. Obviously, Tennessee lost the ball game, but we were the more physical team, okay? Our offensive front, we moved people. So whenever folks are asking, hey, how could you grade the offensive line? Well, look at what they're doing here. Look at what the tight ends are doing. We're moving the ball on Georgia's front. We ran the football better on Georgia than anybody else has over the course of this season, outside of course, Alabama, but that was a whole lot of quarterback runs. We actually ran the football with our running backs in some heavy sets on Georgia's heavy set defenses. All right, y'all, last rusher play that we'll be looking at, this is the touchdown. You can see that Tennessee is in 11 personnel. We're facing a 6-man box, right? So this is 6 on 6, and let's see what happens once we hand the football off to Dylan Sampson. Number one, look at the push that we're getting up front, getting to the second level. Them folks don't want no parts of tackling. We'll see it again from the end zone. And here we go. Y'all can see how everything looks. We're going to be getting a hat on a hat. Boom. So number one, man, look at how beautiful this looks. Combo block right here, right? Spraggs is going to get on up to the second level right here, but everybody else is taking care of business, baby. We got a guy coming on around right here, going to get a nice block as well, but that doesn't really matter because look at the hole. It's going to look even better once everything kind of develops throughout this play. Boom. So there it is. Okay, D. Samp, he's a dog. He knows how to find those creases, and it's there, man. We got people falling all over the place. Okay, we are pushing them around up front. That is all day long. Tennessee could have done this over and over and over again. All right, now let me show you some of Tennessee's run defense versus Georgia. This is just going to be a little, inside zone right here, but pay attention to how there really is no movement up front. And James Pierce is going to come on over, make this play. We'll go ahead and let this thing roll. Of course, we are going from the end zone angle, but look at this. Boom, beats everybody. Let's bring it back just a taste because I also want to talk about how our linebackers look with guys trying to get up to the second level. We got Jalen Smith right here. If James Pierce doesn't make the tackle, then he would have made it. And also, Arion Carter, he goes on block. He also could have made this tackle. So even with the double teams that, we'll see right here, there's no movement, okay? Our tackles played very well. Our defensive line played very well in run support, period, point blank. So that's just one play. Let's go on to the next one. 2nd and 7 on this play, and Georgia is in 11 personnel. This is their tight end, so Tennessee matches it with our nickel base. We only have in 2 linebackers. Now, what Georgia's going to do is try to run the football right over here, but what I want for y'all to pay attention to is the line of scrimmage. It was like this for pretty much the entire game. The question is, who's going to get more push on the other side? If Tennessee can push the line back this way, then Tennessee's winning. If Georgia pushes the line that way, then Georgia is winning. Like I said, I can show you several plays where it's like this, but just for the sake of this video, I'm only going to show you this one. Pay attention right here, okay? Again, line of scrimmage is right there. Look at all this. Look at all these white jerseys in Georgia's backfield. That's why the play got blown up, but Tennessee got a great push, especially with our tackles. And that was my whole point yesterday in talking about how well they actually played in run support. They did a great job there. The pass rush wasn't good, but the run support was absolutely spectacular. We dominated Georgia's front in this running game. So this is what I mean whenever I say Tennessee was the more physical team on both fronts. Stopping the run and being able to run pretty much at will. That's what you want to have if you want to be a team that can win this game. We just had, our coaches kind of got away from doing these types of things later on in this game, especially with the offense, and we just really didn't adjust in the second half. But to say that Tennessee's not the more physical team is absolutely laughable because we damn sure were. All right, y'all, now let's take a look at Tennessee's passing offense on the first play. This is actually the first play of the game, or this is the first passing play of the game. Tennessee, man, we do a really good job starting this game off with the route combinations and concepts, things like that. So on the first play, Georgia is playing everybody deep. So it's either cover 4 or it's cover 3 seam. All that means is all the secondary players, all 5 of these guys, they're going to be playing a very deep coverage, and they're going to give us the underneath stuff. So we're going to have an in route down here. He's going to be open. An in route down here. He's going to be open. We're going to have the tight end who right here, you probably can't see him, but he's going to run everything off. We're going to have Chris Brazzell come on down, sit it down right in this spot, and then D-Samp comes on out to spread this linebacker out. But it's a beautiful route concept by our team. Now, Georgia, again, man, we talked about them playing deep. This guy's going to come, so they ultimately end up bringing 4 guys, right? But Tennessee really we could have stuck to this. We could have kept on doing this, but we did get away from it. We either could have stayed with this 11 personnel and thrown the ball, a whole bunch of short underneath stuff, get the football out of Nico's hands quickly, or, we could have just went to the 12 personnel, ran the football, and then worked off a play action and went deep. But that was a very good play call to start this game off. First and 10 on this next play, and it's still on the same drive. I want to show y'all this play because, number one, man, Tennessee is going to go deep. Georgia's playing quarters coverage. That's just a deeper coverage, but it's going to turn into man up here. So we did a good job of scheming people with the one-on-one stuff. And I also want to show you how Georgia's box looks. They've got a lot of people that are playing on the inside right here because they are afraid of Tennessee's run game. So all the talk about seeing light boxes versus Georgia and blah, 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 that's just not true. That was an idiotic statement. But look at this, right? Boom, right? We've got a guy that's open. I think that the pass is well thrown. Now, I would like for Chris Brazzell to be a little bit more physical and go make this catch, but he does get interfered with. So my whole point here, y'all, is that Tennessee could have in 12 personnel or even within this 11 personnel, I think 12 would have worked better, where we, get very true one-on-ones on the outside. We could have taken advantage of that. That's what we talked about earlier on, in this video. We could have taken very strong advantage of that because it's either going to be a catch deep down the field or it's going to be some sort of pass interference. It's rare that it's just going to be completely and totally incomplete. But you're also seeing that other people were open underneath. So, things were working like this early on, but I would have loved to have seen Tennessee adjust and go back to that 12 personnel, bunch things up, get that box loaded up, still run the football on them because they never stopped it, but also had some very easy one-on-one matchups on the outside. And Tennessee, just for whatever reason, did not do enough of that in the second half. Next play is also first and 10, and it is on the same drive. And what we're going to see right here is, like we talked about, man, Georgia is afraid of the run. So they're going to bring all those guys up front, and we basically got numbers, right? So look, man-to-man right here. He's manned up right here. This guy is pretty much uncovered. We've got a safety that's splitting the difference. We're going to do like a little screen and go right here, okay, which we've talked about a lot. We're still in that 11 personnel, so we're going to fake like we're going to block right here, and then we're just going to come wide open right there. So really nice wrinkles to our game plan to start this thing off. I mean, we've got everything that we want. Boom, wide open. That's beautiful. You can do that versus Georgia with this offense all day long. We just got away from all this stuff, man. We had no reason to. The only thing that I can say is that, we didn't run the football as frequently as we could have. And if we would have got back to the run in the second half and really pounded Georgia, just pounded them, then I promise you everything that we did to start the game off would have remained open because they've got to try to stop the run. They know that they cannot stop the run even with the loaded box. So that was a really well-designed play. I love how the offense looked to start this game off. All right, y'all, next play is first and 10. This is the start of the second half. Now, Tennessee, okay, to start off in the first half, we've been doing a whole lot of 5-man protection. So we're showing 11 personnel. That's one tight end right there. This is the running back. He's going to come on out of the backfield in the flats. And then this tight end right here, he's going to pause to block if someone comes through. And guess what? Someone does come through, but he doesn't pick him up. He's going to go on out and, try to run his route. So I think that might have been on Kitzelman, but it also could have been on an offensive lineman. It's hard for me to say, but either way on this play, a guy comes through clean. Nico does a great job of extending this play, throwing it to the dirt, and saving us from getting the sack. Let's see it again from the end zone. All right, now what we're looking at, okay, this is Spraggs. I think that he gets the right guy. He's going to pick up this guy because he tries to kind of like flow over this way, but Kitzelman just does not hold long enough here to pick up this blitz from Munden, who has not played in a while, right? He is their best linebacker. He might be their best player on defense, period. But Nico, man, like we talked about, does a good job of just saving us on that play. So the question here really is, was that on Spraggs? Okay, as we're going through, boom, boom, boom. Spraggs kind of gets that guy. Maybe it was. I mean, I think because, see, this is my point here, right, is that Coop, he blocks over this way, okay? So it kind of felt like the passing protection slid in this direction, okay? What that means is, Miles Kitzelman should have picked up the guy that's blitzing. He just goes out of the backfield way too quick. If he doesn't do that, then obviously we would have been able to find something down the field. But, again, good job by Nico just in getting us out of that play. All right, very next play is going to be 2nd and 10, and what Tennessee's going to do versus cover 3 is a comeback right here. We're going to have a dig right there. That's where the ball is going. Digs are always going to be open versus cover 3 if you have the time. Come back right here, and then we are still in 11 personnel. The tight end is just going to run like a little hitch right here. So I like the route combinations and all that type of stuff. I wish that we would have got back into that 12 and just ran the football down their throats. But really good job by the offensive line and picking up, everything that's coming. They picked it up well. Georgia does try to bring somebody from the second level late, but everything is there. Really good pass by Nico. Throws it into the window. That's a great catch by Squirrel White. So I like what I'm seeing here, right? Like I don't absolutely love Diggs, but you got to run that verse cover 3 just because it is there. But you got to be careful when you run it because, when teams blitz, if they would have brought 5 on this and that play is not there. But also a really good job by Squirrel of getting down and protecting himself. So that right there looked good with this 11 personnel. But, like I keep on saying, man, that 12 would have wore this defense out, man, because they could not stop us from running the daggum football, and we still could have had the one-on-ones down the field on the outside. Next play, we have a 3rd and 6. Tennessee is playing 11 personnel, and Georgia is playing their base nickel. They're only going to bring 3 on this play, okay? They're only going to be bringing these 3. We're going to have this guy right here, too. All right, so double spies from these linebackers, okay? Then everything else is going to be man under, okay, or cover 2 men. So they're playing man. These safeties are playing a deep zone, right? They're playing deep halves. All right, so the place that's open versus a defense like this is the middle. The middle of the field should be open, but sometimes the quarterback has to open it up himself. So the pass protection is good. We're going to be going right here to Miles Kitzelman, but Nico does a great job of, hey, I'm going to flow on out here and try to move these linebackers that are spying me so that I've got a good passing lane. This is a really good job by Nico as a freshman, okay, redshirt freshman. This is his first time going down to Athens, and, we definitely should have won this game. I hope that we see these guys again because, look, this is a perfect pass. Miles Kitzelman just drops it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to make these catches on a critical 3rd down. You absolutely have got to do that. That at least would have put us in the field goal range, but, everything else is there outside of the catch. Next play is 1st and 10. We're back in that 11 personnel. As a matter of fact, I don't think that we even passed the ball out of 12 personnel the entire second half. So, again, very major fumble by the staff and not getting back to that 12 personnel. But on this play, okay, what we're going to see from Georgia, this might have been cover 3, but they played it pretty much like man, okay? So we'll just call this man-to-man here. We got a 1 high look right there. They're going to be bringing all these guys up front. They're playing kind of like a, middle coverage. But what Tennessee does right here, this is really good route combinations. We run things off right here, and we run a slant right up underneath it. That is a beautiful play design backed up on your own end zone. Nico's on time. He's accurate. We all know that Bruce a dog. He runs through tackles, gets us the 1st down. So very well done, okay? And we'll go back one more time because I want for some of y'all to pay attention to the offensive line that folks said could not block, okay? They're bringing 5. We pick up everything. It's there. It's on time. Very, very beautifully done. Next play, 2nd and 6, okay? We're going to have quarters coverage, all right? That's just a very deep coverage from Georgia's secondary, and we're going to run things off, okay? So everyone's just going deep. That's all that we need to focus on right here. Georgia is going to bring 4. This guy's going to drop off into coverage. They're coming. They're bringing the pressure from the second level. And Tennessee does a really nice job here. We talked about this all season long. Having the underneath stuff. Okay, we've got a running back that's going to come wide open underneath. We're pushing this coverage off in this direction. Like, we're pushing off deep to essentially, almost run like a screen on this play. So we're going to let this thing go. Boom, offensive line's picking up everybody. Nico has plenty of time to operate, gets it out to his guy, and we're able to make a play right there. So that was very well done on a 2nd and 6. Next play, we have a 3rd and 5. I really don't like this play, but this is going to be quarters coverage. Again, that's just a very deep zone. And what we're going to do on offense is come back right here, okay, dig right there, dig right here. So they're pretty much going to the same spot, then a comeback right there. All right, so we'll go ahead and let this thing go. Georgia is going to bring some pressure, so they're bringing 5 right here. We pick everything up. Nico throws it to the middle of the field. I don't hate this because versus cover 4, versus cover 3, digs will be there. The problem with running digs on a 3rd and 5 is that they take forever to get open, right? So I would have loved for, maybe our staff to say, hey, Nico, pre-snap, you don't have to throw these digs because the comeback's probably going to be open. We're expecting cover 4 right here. Throw the comeback, get it out of your hands quickly. So boom, we can see that, right? Like the window is there, okay? Like the middle of the field right here, it's there for either of these guys that are running these dig routes. But also, man, we've got a guy that's wide open right here on that comeback. That could have been a first down. I'm not going to 100% put that on Nico, but, obviously that pass is off the mark. Just really, really wish that our coaches would have helped us out a little bit more because, again, man, the pass protection is solid. Everything is picked up. Nico has the time to operate. The offensive line was not nearly as bad as people are saying that they were. But plays like this is Tennessee kind of getting back to what they love to do because Tennessee loves to run digs and spread the field out and run a whole bunch of digs. But, we've got to get ourselves back to the point of, how we started this game off, man. Like, just run a bunch of shorter stuff because I'm going to tell you right here, right now, what Tennessee could have done. It's fine to run a dig, okay, it's fine to run the comebacks and stuff. But why not run something quicker here? Like, why not run a slant there and then maybe bring him back too, right? Just to also, create the levels because you'll occupy some guys up here closer to the line of scrimmage and make a much easier window for us to throw the football to. But you also have the opportunity, hey, if this guy right here drops back, okay, then you've got the guy underneath. We only need 5 yards. He can make someone miss. So it's things like that that I don't absolutely love from some of the play calling with Tennessee. But we'll go through this thing one more time just so you can see it. That blitz did come. I think the slant might have been there, but at the same time, we all know this guy was kind of playing that. But it's all about just working with some routes that, work in concert versus these types of coverages and defenses that we knew that Georgia was going to be running in this game. They didn't do anything really different from what they've done over the past couple of seasons. And we just went back to what we always did, or what we did in the first half was working a whole lot better. All right, 1st and 10 on this play. I believe that this is the first play of the game for Georgia. And Pete called this. He said that they was going to try to throw the football deep on the first play. So we're manned up right here. We're manned up right here. Georgia was very afraid of Tennessee's pass rush to start this game off. This is going to be a 3-step drop. Throw it up for grabs to Ricky Gibson's guy. And they thought that Ricky Gibson was the liability in coverage, but there really isn't a liability in coverage on this team, especially now with our cornerbacks. Beautiful coverage. It's hard to tell from right here, but he does get that football out. There's one more thing that I do want to highlight to you on this play. We'll take this back. All right, so boom, 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 boom. So the other thing that I want to talk about here, again, man, Tennessee's playing man-to-man coverage everywhere. We do have one high right here. So right here, man, we have Boo Carter, who's going to end up guarding this tight end right there. Okay, he's going to come on up the field, and Boo does miss him. I think that this kind of set the stage for them to try to target Boo a little bit more later on in this game because he was open. But like we said, man, whenever you make a team scared of your pass rush, then they're not looking everywhere. They're just going to, hey, where's the quickest place that I can throw the football to? It's to the outside. It's deep. Let's just throw it up for grabs because we're terrified. Tennessee could have taken very strong advantage of this if we would have saw, hey, man, we're really not getting the pressure with our front 4 and bring the blitzes. But either way, great coverage down the field by Ricky Gibson. And we'll say it again from this angle. So boom, boom, boom. You see the guys open in the middle of the field, but right here, Ricky Gibson gets that football out. So beautiful, beautiful job by him. 3rd and 8 on the same drive. And all we need to pay attention to is man-to-man coverage down here. At the bottom is going to be another fade, 3-step drop. We got to get the football out of our hands quickly. Let's try to go at Tennessee's corners because we don't know what else to do. We're terrified, coach. Throw it up for grabs. Great coverage. And the ball is actually, it's thrown a little bit out of bounds. But at the same time, man, this is really, really tight coverage. So beautiful job, man. Like we started this game off with everything there. The middle of the field looks like it's covered up. This is where we wanted to keep Georgia at, and I think that if we played them again, and we would be able to keep them here by bringing a lot more pressure and protecting the middle, letting our guys man up on the outside because we see they cannot beat us one-on-one on the outside, period, point blank. That's both of our corners right there, off the first 2 plays that we take a look at, with their passing game. We see how strong we were in coverage. All right, now we got a 1st and 10. This is the start of the 2nd quarter. On this play, Tennessee is going to try to match the 12 personnel from Georgia with 3 linebackers. We're running that 4-3. I told y'all that I didn't like it. On this play, this guy's coming on across the motion. He's going to occupy the flats. This guy is running off coverage, And right here, we're going to have an out. So on this play, what Tennessee's doing is cover three. So playing deep there, deep middle here. And just pay attention right here to Jeremiah Lander, I believe. That also could be Caleb Perry. Either way, he's going to be playing coverage versus tight end. He's not going to look good, but his zone is just in this area. So it's just an underneath zone. But watch how, unnatural he looks doing that. Yeah, so that is Jeremiah Lander. He just does not look good there. But this is a beautiful job by Ricky Gibson. Cover three, coming off of his guy, coming back up, making a play. That's an NFL play. That's gorgeous. Like we talked about, man, our cornerbacks played very well in this game. We'll see it again. Okay, I'm going to let this thing go all the way through. We'll see it again. But, really nice job by Ricky Gibson. Obviously not a very good job by Jeremiah Lander playing in coverage, and that's why we should have gone to the nickel base versus their 12 personnel. First and 10 on this play, we see the Georgia's very close to the end zone. They are in that red area. We're running cover 4 on defense. This is just going to be another fade ball, okay, that Georgia's going to try to throw. Just a quick 3-step drop. Watch what Carson Beck does. He looks things off. Okay, it's not there. I got to get it out of my hands quickly. Again, man, I keep on talking about it. I'm going to keep on touching on it, but we had them shook early on. They didn't know what to expect from our front. That's why we should have brought more blitzes. Now, in this one, we do blitz, but we're only bringing 4 total. So good play for us, right? Our cornerbacks, obviously, on the outside, they're doing a really strong job, but the blitzes, it should have came, especially in the second half. First and 10 on this play, and Tennessee is back in that 4-3, and everything's going to be covered up down the field. Tennessee will be playing a cover 3 seam, but this guy, okay, he's going to come open because we've got linebackers that are in covers, and they do a good job just to start this thing off. But the problem, y'all, is that there's no pressure. We're only bringing 4. We're not getting anything on Carson Beck. So, I mean, look at how wide open this guy is, right? I mean, he is absolutely wide open. And that's, again, man, that's why we should have gone back to the nickel, because Georgia was never going to be able to run the football on us. It didn't matter. But this right here is a fumble that they call an incomplete pass. That's absolutely piss poor. Let's see it from the end zone. All right, so here we go. We're seeing it again from the end zone. You see that there really is absolutely no pass rush. We've got a bunch of young guys in there playing, but boom, right? This is a fumble. And, okay, we've got this referee. I'm going to show him to you right here, coming at the bottom of the screen, immediately calling this an incomplete pass. That is inexcusable, dude. Like, you have got to give us a chance. I mean, like, let the people up inside the booth determine was it incomplete or not. Like, they've got to either change that rule to make this a challengeable play or something, because if it's not challengeable, that is a huge problem. And that's a very poorly executed job by this referee and being so quick with the incomplete pass call. Third and 8 on this play, and Tennessee's going to be playing quarters coverage, just a deeper coverage. On this play, Georgia's going to try to get us off sides, and as a matter of fact, they actually do with the hard count. So this was the play that really got Georgia going, because they found the confidence in, hey, if they're off sides, the play doesn't really matter either way, so we could throw it up for grabs. So on a 3rd and 8, they're going to hit this guy. Okay, it will be 3 verts, okay? But this is the guy that is going to come open. All right, he's not super open, but of course, Carson Beck can throw with a lot more confidence, knowing that it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And right here, man, we'll see it again from the end zone, but we definitely could have made a play on that football. All right, so here we go. All right, draws us off sides because they're terrified of us. So boom, right? The ball is put in a good spot. But the thing about it, and actually I'm going to go back just a taste so that you can pay attention to what I'm talking about here. Right here. Okay, so let's pay attention to Andre Turrentine on this play. He could have made a play on this football, right? So we'll boom, boom, boom. So at this point, what he's doing is he's slowing up because he doesn't want to hit this guy. Okay, he doesn't want to hit this guy, but he's going to play the man instead of playing the football. If he goes after the football, that should have been an interception. Jerron McCoy is in a perfect spot based off of the quarter's coverage. But, we're going to have Andre Turrentine go after the guy, miss him, knock his own guy off, and let Georgia get all this confidence going. That is really huge. Things like that can change the whole momentum of a football game, and it did in this one. First and 10 on this play, and Georgia's going to hard count us again. Okay, we're going to be offside, so they're going to have a lot more confidence to throw the football down the field. And Tennessee is playing a 4-3. We've got 3 linebackers in there. They're going to try to work the middle of the field like we knew that they would. Jeremiah Lander does a good job in coverage until he falls down and leaves a guy wide open. The pass rush does not get there. We just didn't blitz enough. Okay, this looks like that might have either been cover 4 or it's cover 3 seam. Either way, man, like we're falling down in coverage because we've got too many linebackers out there. Put some players that know how to play coverage out there because we know what they're trying to do to us. They can't run it. So very frustrated with this play on several levels. First and 10 on this play. Tennessee is playing man-to-man coverage. Okay, it's going to be cover 1. So we've got 1 safety high, and we're not blitzing. Okay, this guy right here, he's going to be taking a guy out of the backfield, and I'm not quite sure what Arion Carter's doing. He might be playing like in a middle zone, but either way, man, we've talked a lot about how we need to bring in some pressure because 4 is not getting home. On this play is going to be a slot fade. That's Will Brooks' guy. He's a tight end. There's really no reason that he can't cover this player. That is a tough route to cover, but you got to do better than that. You got to be a much better athlete than that. And I put a lot of this, again, y'all, on the staff. Why the hell are we not blitzing in man-to-man coverage, especially at this point in the game? Okay, we're almost at halftime, man. Dial it up. You know what I'm saying? Dial this stuff up. But either way, we're going to go on to the next one. 1st and 10 right here, getting deeper into the third quarter. What Georgia's going to do is right here. Okay, this guy is going to come up and he's actually going to block Caleb Perry. And yes, we are back in the 4-3 versus their 12 personnel right here. But he's going to block him, and then this wide receiver is going to go behind him, and he's going to run a crossing pattern. So this might have started off as cover 3 for Tennessee, but it ends up being man-to-man coverage. So I think that he was supposed to be manned up by Jamal McCoy, but also we'll see it from the end zone angle. Kobe Thomas, okay, this guy's going to cross his face. Kobe Thomas doesn't pick him up. So this is the other stuff that we're talking about here, right? So let's go ahead and let this thing go. Boom. All right, so this is blocking, right? Like this right here, this is blocking. Maybe not down the field. I don't know. I mean, you know, that should have been called in all honesty. But that is a pick play. That's very obvious pass interference. You cannot do that. That is cheating for sure. Now, you can block if you're not going to go out for a route and if you're not going to, you know, give leeway or open up some space for another wide receiver right behind you. Whenever you do that, at that point, that is a pick play. That is illegal. It's offensive pass interference. Now we can see it again from the end zone, and this is what I was talking about right here. Going to get blocked, right? And then let me get rid of this real quick. But this guy, going to come behind it on a crossing route. Kobe Thomas is kind of like lets this guy cross his face, which is a big time no-no. And Jamal McCoy is over here. You can't see him. He's not in the frame yet. But, yeah, I mean, this is 100% cheating. And, of course, there are no calls because, you know, these guys, you know, they don't want to call stuff on Georgia. But either way, man, that's really tough for us to defend. It's almost impossible to defend. As a matter of fact, it is impossible to defend. I would have liked to have seen Kobe Thomas done a little bit more here, but either way, man, we'll let this thing roll through one more time, and then we will go on to the next play. 3rd and 9 on this play. This is going to make y'all absolutely sick. Tennessee is playing cover 3. It's a seam. Everything's going to be covered up. We're only bringing 4. There will be absolutely no pressure. Pay attention to this. Carson Beck's going to have all night to stand back there and throw because we're not getting any sort of a push. Now, look, things are covered up. Everything is covered up, right? We talked some about, hey, guys covering grass, but we dropping the depth a little bit better here. You can't expect anybody to cover for this long, period, point blank. So I'm not even mad at those guys. I'm mad at Tim Banks. Why the hell are we not blitzing on a 3rd and long when we've seen they're terrified of us getting after their quarterback? They're scared of that. He's scared of that. The coaching staff is scared of that. The offensive line is scared of that. We just did not make them have to live up to the billing. This is in the 3rd quarter, all right? It's like 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So we should have known better at this point, man. We're just giving them free stuff right here. All right, so y'all can see that Tennessee was doing a really good job in the first half. We had that quick game going. The running game was going. We should have stuck to that more. The 12 personnel would have helped us out tremendously because Georgia never stopped our running game. The defense did a good job of stopping the run versus Georgia, but we didn't do a good job in pass coverage, especially, you know, jumping off sides, giving them some confidence down the field. A lot of that has to do with the schemes. I think that we got out coached in the second half on offense and defense, but no need to go to the 4-3 versus a team that absolutely cannot run the football. Stick to the nickel base, stop the pass, dial up those pressures, especially on, you know, 3rd and long situations. No need for us to just sit back and give them all daggone night to throw. So a lot of things that I'm looking forward to with the next time that we'll see Georgia. I think that we might have an opportunity to see them this season. The next video, we'll talk about what's going to happen or, you know, what things need to happen for us to see Georgia one more time this season, maybe even twice. I think that would be even sweeter because I love to beat them 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I don't care. But I'm still going to talk my talk, man. Tennessee did not get physically dominated in this game by any means. Just got out coached in the second half. But those are my thoughts. Please share yours with me down in the comment section. And as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.